Desenvolvida mais uma semana, cá estamos nós para trazer mais um Ser Família. Estamos numa série de programas que estamos a falar sobre resiliência. Este é o nosso terceiro programa, mas também será o primeiro programa onde vamos abordar precisamente este assunto, mas num contexto em que nós queremos criar um ambiente seguro. E, portanto, no próximo programa vamos voltar também a este assunto. Quem está connosco também, e como sempre, é Daniel Bastos. Daniel, mais uma vez, bem-vindo.
Obrigado. E continuamos com o Roberto Iannò. Obrigado, Roberto, por estares connosco. Ele é de Itália, por isso não vamos entrevistá-lo em português, mas em inglês. Ele é doutorado nestes assuntos da educação, da família, e por isso vamos continuar a falar sobre resiliência.
Muito obrigado.
The first question is to remember the other programs. What key family resilience process have been identified by research?
Okay, scholars have tried to provide the framework, the overall idea where to put all the small ideas linked to resilience. And I will use one developed by very well-known researcher. She's a Walsh. She wrote a book about resilience in family. And so she developed a very interesting framework for family resilience. She said that all the different attitudes can be identified from three main key processes. The first one is belief systems. So what are the belief systems that are found within a family? Then the organizational processes, so how the family is organized in itself. And then the communication, the problem solving. And today we will talk about the belief system.
Mm-hmm. But is belief system necessarily related to religion, Roberto?
Even though it could look like. It sounds like. No. Belief system has to do with what we believe it is true in our life. So what we think or what we are experiencing, and regardless whether we are or not religious. So it is the idea that we have about our own life, the world where we have, the way we see the world. So from a psychological perspective, these are called belief system. And within the belief system, you can have also religious attitude.
Mm-hmm. Now, you can give us some examples of belief systems?
Yes. From a Walsh, it says that the belief system are the lens, like you have lens in your face, through which you see the world. So you can have
cosmovision.
Yes, cosmovision. Yeah, they could be dark lens, and so you see everything darker. You can have color lenses or other things. So belief systems are the way we call our reality within the family. And I want just to make some examples. So you are in the family, maybe you have heard this kind of sentences. Winners never quit and quitters never win. It's a slogan, it's a belief system. So you are teaching in your family that they always have to be a winner, otherwise they will be a loser. So everything you do, everything that you develop in that family will be seen from this kind of sentence. Or you may heard the sentence, men don't cry. Mm-hmm. So you are prescribing something. So you are teaching that if you are feeling a little bit discouraged and then you will feel that you would like to cry, you cannot. So, because in your family, this is one of the belief systems. Mm-hmm. So you have to be stronger. So you see the life, you and yourself. So if you see a man who cries, then you don't think that he is a very good person, okay? Because you see the life from this perspective. And, or maybe in a religious context, you may have heard the sentence, God will always find the best solution for me. I mean, that it's true that God will help you, but it's not always the best solution, because if you...
It can be very problematic, because if something very wrong happens, then it has God who has...
I made a problem. But this is the lens that you see religion in your family, or sometimes you may say, we are an unlucky family. It's not like our uncle, we are unlucky, everything is happened to us, and so we are not a very good family. So lenses and belief system are the way that you see and interpret your life.
And how is this belief system then related to resilience?
Yes. So when we think that our own belief system, there are some belief systems that are related to resilience. The first one is how we make meaning of adversity. So what kind of attribution we give to our own reality. This means that when adversity strikes us, we may find some explanation. Okay, you may blame yourself. So it happened because I was wrong. Or you may blame others.
Yes.
So this is...
More frequently,
unfortunately. So this happened because it was your fault. And so I attribute to you the source of my problem. I may view myself as a victim. So I lose a job because my employer was not fair towards me. And whatever happens, it always the fault of other people, and I'm a victim of the world. You may think it's a matter of luck, destiny, or fate, or even that that happened because you are a religious person, you have sinned, and so somehow God is giving what you deserve. So the explanation of what is happening in our life is related somehow in how I can be a resilient person or not. And of course, there are some explanations that could help me to be a better person, and some explanations that are not.
But when you can explain?
Sorry?
When you don't have an explanation?
This is also a belief system. I mean, you say, I don't know why. So you just...
Accept,
and you excuse yourself. You don't take a responsibility of going deeper in your own life and to find where was the responsibility. And so you are a passive person. This is also a way of explaining or not explaining adversity in your life.
The faith helps. The faith helps to accept when you can explain.
Yes, maybe we can talk a little bit later about the role of faith as one of the belief system in explaining or not explaining our life.
Muito bem, vamos fazer aqui um pequenino intervalo. Voltamos já a seguir para a segunda parte e com mais uma oferta muito especial para si. Então até já.
TV Novo Tempo, o canal da família, o canal da esperança.
Estamos de volta, como disse, foram apenas breves minutinhos e vamos trazer-lhe a segunda parte do programa de hoje. Estamos a falar sobre resiliência e tenho uma oferta muito especial para si. Uma revista preparada por especialistas com o título Lar, Doce Lar. Uma revista que o pode ajudar a saber como lidar com os traumas familiares, saber o que fazer para salvar um lar que possa estar em crise ou situações de crise e ainda a importância do perdão no contexto familiar. Mas isto são apenas alguns exemplos dos vários que podem encontrar aqui nesta revista e todos eles de uma forma muito, muito prática, com exemplos que todos nós enfrentamos nas nossas famílias. E o melhor de tudo é que é mesmo totalmente gratuito. Basta enviar uma mensagem a dizer Lar, Doce Lar para o 933 93 92 91. Vou repetir, 933 93 92 91. Muito bem. Antes de fazer a primeira pergunta, vou pedir à produção que possa colocar uma imagem no nosso ecrã. Esta imagem que estamos a ver agora. Roberto, this image is the real or is created by AI?
Oh, yeah, that's interesting because, you know, it looks like that it's not real, okay, it's not real, but it's real. Her name is Kim, and it's an interesting story often quoted when we talk about resilience and resilient persons. And we are in the time of the Vietnam War, and so it's in the 70s, okay? And we are a few kilometers from Saigon, and there is an air raid with napalm bomb, you know, and it creates flame in your body, and then you get the results. And she underwent 17 surgeries to survive that experience. And when you see her body, and if you try to imagine her own feelings, you may think of her as an angry person because she cannot change anything in her life. Her body has dramatically changed, and but no, she's not angry with life. She's an ambassador for culture of peace, and there is an interesting story. She was 25 years later than the story, the accident. She went to Washington. She was placing the flowers at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and she gave a speech. She said these words: "I have suffered a lot from both physical and emotional pain, of course, okay? Sometimes I couldn't breathe, but God saved my life and gave me faith and hope. Even if I could talk face to face with a pilot who dropped the bombs, I would tell him." And before reading what she would have told him, that is a real story because she met the pilot in that occasion. So can you imagine that you meet the person who has created this scarf, you know, on your body? How would you react?
Who made such a suffering?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you would give him your anger, other things. But this didn't happen. There was a conversation between the two of them, and she said, "I cannot change history." So we were talking about acceptance. We cannot sometimes come back and to reverse the story. The story is dynamic. It's a fluid, and we are not always in control of a story. So she said, we cannot change history, but we should try to do good things for the present and for the future to promote peace. So this was her way of give a sense, her own glasses through which seeing her own life, and not only the past, but the present and the future.
Roberto, can you tell us another thing about belief system, another kind of belief system?
Yes. When we study resilient persons, we discover that another attitude is a positive attitude towards the world. Okay, The positive doesn't mean that you have a pink. I don't know if you in Portugal use the expression pink glasses. Okay,
yes,
everything is good. No. The positive attitude means acknowledge that there are some problems, but you want to see those problems from a different perspectives. It's a way that when in the family, even when you are facing some challenges or some adversity, you will hear, we always believe that we will find a way out. You don't know yet which will be the results, but I want just to share an experience that we had in our family. And many years ago, my wife had a car accident, and almost at the same time, the roof on the flat where we lived broke down. And so we had to find, in a very short time, almost 20,000 euros. So it's not an amount that you have in your pocket. And so I remember that I was almost despair and say, how can we face this problem? And I learned from my wife. My wife grew up in a family where the father was a farmer. And she learned a lot from the farmer. Because, the farmer is in control not all of everything in the life. Because he has the seed, he put inside the ground, and then he has to wait for. He has to be,
there's a lot of faith.
Faith. Both religious and secular faith.
Needed.
So she learned that they can find a solution. And so I had to change my mind, my perspective, and say, okay, yes, I was a little bit despair because I want to be in control of everything, but you cannot. So let's stop. Let's analyze the situation. And we had to change many things in our life. And we'll talk in another episode about flexibility. But at the last, we managed to find the solution. And so it was not a matter of money. It's not a matter of money. Because I know many people who have a lot of money and then they have a still problem. So it's not a matter of resources. It's a matter of how you see life. So when you have a positive attitude, you don't see only the problem. You see yourself as capable of finding some way out. Maybe you will not be able to buy the same car. You have to accept to have a less expensive car, maybe. You need to accept other changes in your life. But I'm here. So I was not despair out of that situation. We have again a car. Our roof now is in repair. And we have the same money as we had before. So I don't know how we managed to find 20,000 euros. But we did it. Not because we found the money, but because we changed our life. When we change our life, we find the money and not the other way around.
So, some people tend to have this tragic idea, if something really bad happens, this is the end of the world, or end of the life. But this belief system on a positive side helps to go around, there should be a way out.
Yes.
I don't know which way, but there should be one.
Should be. Yeah. I had to learn in my own life. It's not just an academical journey, it's a personal journey. Because I never learned this in my own life. So I tend to be in control of everything. So if I can control the things and I can plan the things, I'm easy, I'm relaxed. So when there is something out of my control, I get a little bit nervous.
You don't have the switch.
Yes. So I try to learn that, to find the switch. And I learned from my perspective, my wife was a sort of tutor, because she taught me how to do it.
Yes.
And now, even though it's not natural, because we said that resilience is not a natural thing. It's something that you learn, and you may forget also. So you need to relearn every time.
And develop.
And develop also.
You mentioned God and faith. Then we know that at least one of these points is directly related to faith. Can you explain these connections?
Yes. Scholars have discovered that religion, transcendence, so not just believe in yourself or believe in the world, but believe something that is above us, could be a good attitude in your life. This means that spirituality can help you to find the switch. Okay, it's a new resource. It has nothing to do with the rituals, but has to do with a tutor that religious people, they call God, that will help you to find a solution, a good perspective. Although I need to make a comment as well, because sometimes religion is not a good resource for resilience. Because sometimes people use religion as an escape from life. let me make just an example. Maybe there are some people who are religious that they're watching us, so they may understand this. Sometimes people use prayer as an escape from reality. They pray so that their own life is protected. And sometimes I pray this way. You know, you make it, for example, to arrive here to Portugal, I had to take the flight. So religious people usually they pray before the flight and say, "Protect me." And I know this is a natural way of seeing, but if you analyze from a resilient perspective, then you are implying that as usually plane crashes, you are asking God that your own plane will not crash. Mm-hmm. So maybe the other one, so tomorrow may crashes, the day after, but not mine. And so this perspective, it doesn't help you to develop this right attitude. So even my prayers have changed, because before I say, "Protect me," then I say, "No, I'm ready to live. So I may come back and I will thank you. If I will not come back, help my family to survive to this reality." So this, even religion has to learn how to be resilient. Otherwise, it will block you from growing. And religious people, if they are driving along the highway and they have a car accident on the opposite lane, usually they say, "Thank God." But if you think, what does it mean, thank God? It means that I thank God I'm not there, so I'm lucky, so you protect me. So those people can drive, but not me. So you remember there is a cartoon with Aladdin, and so you brush the lamp and then you receive 3 gifts. So God is somehow this.
So selfish.
Yeah, but when you finish the 3 gifts, what do you do with the 4th one? Because you are not allowed. So then you create discouragement. When faith and religion helps you to find and to see life in a different perspective, then even faith can be one of the key processes that helps you to develop a resilient attitude. But we need to be careful.
And this is remarkable because we are talking about research and studies coming from people that sometimes they are not even themselves religious people.
Yes, yes.
So they came to the conclusion that religion in a proper manner can be important to bring resilience to the person, right? That's what you said.
Yeah, yes. We need to see our life in a systemic approach way. Mm-hmm. So there are several factors, and religion is one of them if it is a healthy religion, because sometimes we have also an unbalanced or dysfunctional religion. But if you have developed a healthy way of seeing your own faith and God, this could be a good point, provided that you have also the other one. Because you may have also a healthy religion, but you have a wrong attitude towards the world. You don't accept the reality. Only God cannot do that miracle, because you need to be part of this game and to change yourself.
It's religion or the hope in religion.
Okay. Depends on what you expect from religion. If you get God in your life as a bargain, I mean, you know, when you go to a bank and you have to choose which bank, and then you ask them, how much interest do you give me? So if you think God in this way, so I choose you because you give more interest than others, you are going to fail. This will not useful in your life. If God is not this kind of bargain, but it's just a matter of choosing a tutor of resilience, a mentor from which you can learn, then it could be a resource in your life.
And the Bible tells us that God indeed wants to be that tutor to all of us, right? And if you have that trust in a person that loves you so much, in conditional way, this certainly is going to help to face life in a different way, right?
Yes, it's a matter of relationship.
Yeah.
And we saw that in the life of those children, the relationship with some mentors were it was a value for their life. So God could be one of them.
Yes.
Muito bem. É fantástico estes programas, trazem realmente também a nós uma perspectiva diferente de vida. Dizer-lhe que temos esta oferta muito especial para si, também com dicas muito boas, preparado por especialistas, para o ajudar a olhar também para os seus problemas de forma diferente. E é totalmente gratuita, basta enviar-nos uma mensagem a dizer lar, doce lar, para o 933 93 92 91. 933 93 92 91. Dizer-lhe também que este programa, bem como todos os programas anteriores e aqueles que já fizemos sobre esta série de Resiliência, estão disponíveis no YouTube da Novo Tempo Portugal. Ao despedir-me, dizer-lhe que marcamos encontro consigo para a semana para o último episódio desta série. Então até lá, se Deus quiser.